Is this thing on? I said, is this thing on?
All right, so beautiful to see y'all here. Can I hear you say, yeah? Yeah! Ooh, you're ready, you're ready. My name is Marley Walker. I am here to direct the All People's Resistance Choir. It's my pleasure to be here, but we want you to sing along, so don't be shy, all right? Democrats need to have more fun. Let's have some fun, shall we? We're going to do Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Round as our first song from the Freedom Singers. Give it up for Sterling on the bass, leading our accompaniment here for the choir. We're a choir, but, you know, we got to have accompaniment. 1, 2, 3. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Ain't gonna let no hate and bigotry turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no hate and bigotry turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. White supremacy ain't gonna let no white supremacy turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no white supremacy turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Lousy billionaires! Let no lousy billionaires turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no lousy billionaires turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Donald Trump? Let no Donald Trump turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Donald Trump turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. ICE agents ain't gonna let no ICE agents turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no ICE agents turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Keith Swank ain't gonna let no Keith Swank turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Keith Swank turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Nice job, you sound beautiful. Hey, you look pretty good too, look out. Okay, we're gonna do We Shall Not Be Moved. I like Mavis Staples' version, but there's many versions out there. 1, 2, ready, go. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. The Union is behind us. The Union is behind us. We shall not be moved. The Union is behind us. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Fighting for our freedom. Fighting for our freedom. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for our freedom. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. All of us together. All of us together. We shall not be moved. All of us together. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not The people have the power.
Gotta fight for children.
Oh, sorry. We're fighting for our children. Let's do that verse. We're fighting for our children.
We shall not be moved. We're fighting for our children. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
We're going back to number one. We shall not
be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
Are we having fun yet? Good. It's so nice to hear your voice. You may not know this one, but it's pretty powerful. It was done by the Resistance Revival Choir. Oh, yes, thank you, Sterling.
Well, I went to that house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back, my dignity. Took it back my humanity. Well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took it back my humanity. But under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, they're gonna let that system walk all over me.
I went down to the NRA. You ready?
Well, I went down to the NRA and I took back what they stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took it back my humanity. Well, I went down to the NRA and I took back what they stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took it back my humanity. Now it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. They're gonna let that system walk all over me.
Woo, yeah. Went down to the border, said I.
Went down to the border and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the border and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took back my identity. Well, it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. They're gonna let no system walk all over me.
Woo, went down to the White House.
Went down to the White House and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took it back my humanity. Well, I went down to the White House and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back my dignity. Took it back my humanity. Well, it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. They're gonna let that system walk all over me. Alright, that's
Everyone's welcome to join the All People's Resistance Choir. I have information right over here. If anybody'd like to come and join us, it's absolutely free and it's a lot of fun.
We decided to do some Sly Stone when he passed away, so join us as we walk off with "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself." Thank you for letting me be myself again. 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 Thank you for letting me be myself. Get it, girl. Again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon. I'm Kristin, Board of Tacoma Commissioner and Policy Director for Faith Action Network, a statewide multi-faith organization that advocates for just and compassionate legislation. I just want to thank you all for being here today. Showing up like this together is powerful. It reminds us that we're not alone. Today, we stand shoulder to shoulder with millions across the country in one of the largest protests in American history. We also stand with billions across this world, united in justice, dignity, and freedom. We are living in a defining moment in American history and in the story of the world, a moment of deep crisis and extraordinary possibility. What we do now will determine who we are, not just as a nation, but as a people. Some have asked, what's the point of rallies like this? Why does no kings really matter? It's this. When power turns authoritarian, silencing dissent, dismantling checks and balances, protest becomes a moral act and a democratic duty. Rallies are where democracy breathes, where courage multiplies, where truth is said and shared, where strangers become a movement. Because every time we gather in peace, in truth, in solidarity, we remind them and ourselves that the people still hold the power. That power must answer to the people. No king means no one is above the law. Rally like this is where democracy lives and the people rise. The truth is, democracy is under siege. Our rights are under attack. Our communities are being targeted. Once again, we face an administration that uses fear as a weapon, pouring public money into authoritarian takeover of cities, deploying federal forces, disappearing our neighbors, seizing local control, transferring historic wealth to corporations and billionaires, funding, and putting that funding into detention and deportation, while cutting the services that working families rely on every single day, from healthcare, SNAP, food benefits, education, and making our lives less affordable. This isn't just bad policy, it's a moral crisis. When leaders ignore the courts, that's tyranny. And to the tyrants behind this cruelty, we say together, no. You will not take our rights, our neighbors, and our future. We will stand up and fight back together. So what do we do when democracy is under attack? Stand up, fight back. What do we do when democracy is under attack? What do we do when our friends and neighbors are under attack? Now, before we continue, I want to go over some of the safety protocols for this rally. Again, this is a non-violent event. Please do not engage in any physical violence or property destruction. Let's leave the park better than we found it. Weapons are not allowed. Our volunteer safety team is here wearing orange vests. Please talk to them if you have a health or safety concern, see an agitator, or if your child is lost. We encourage you to focus on the event and not the agitators. Please cooperate with our safety team during the event. We have first aid on site. If there's a medical emergency, call 911 and tell someone wearing a safety vest. Let's all look out for one another. Now, the reason why we are focusing on peace, as Dr. Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. We know we can't out-hate hate or out-cruelty those who oppress us. Our power is in truth, love, songs, and even laughter. Those who carry hate and violence in their hearts are confused by joy, disarmed by laughter, and powerless against the truth. That's why they are so confused and frustrated by the inflatable frog costumes. And I've seen some inflatable My Little Ponies, Friendship is Magic, Mario, Cartman from South Park. Comedians even scare them, like Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, because they can't stand mockery, laughter, and powerless against truth. Just like the child who exposed that the emperor has no clothes, sometimes all it takes is honesty and light to dethrone false power. There was also a reason why I wore yellow today, even though I'm Pacific Northwest and I usually wore dark colors like all of you. Because yellow has long been used as a symbol of peaceful and political social movements around the world, because it symbolizes hope, courage, and resistance through light rather than darkness. For generations, those around the world, from the Philippines who removed a dictatorship and restored democracy, to the pro-democracy movement in South Korea, who knew exactly what to do. Yellow has been their color. And today, I wear yellow as a reminder that America's power belongs to we the people and not kings. Now, those on Fox News and Mike Johnson call people at this rally un-American. But standing together against tyranny and protecting democracy is the most patriotic act an American can do. We do this because we love America. I stand before you, a gay, immigrant, woman of color in elected office, their worst nightmare, holding the American flag. And I want this flag to be a symbol of our shared struggle, our commitment to fulfill this country's greatest promise, liberty and justice for all. It carries the story of every person who stood up and said, no kings, no tyrants, this land will be free because we are brave. We are in the fight of our lives and we will win. Because the people united will never be divided. Say it with me. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. Since 1776, America has had no kings. And there will be no kings today or ever. So say it with me. No kings. No kings. No kings ever. So let's get this rally started and be reminded of whose land we are on. And to give us all a warm welcome, the Water Warriors are here, and they will introduce themselves and welcome you all.
Twa Galapu, Galapu Deisha, Dakota Case Teedsta, Twa Alchut, Puyallup, Twa Alchut, Lakota, Twa Alchut, Kotubshida. To all my honorable relatives, friends, and family, my name is Dakota Case. I come from the Puyallup people, and I'm a water warrior. You see, we have a very specific reason as environmentalists to not like Trump, even though there's 1,000 reasons. His environmental policies are opening the doors for facilities like Puget Sound Energy's toxic air pollution facility known as a peak shaving facility for liquefied unnatural gas, to expand at an unprecedented rate. You see, the Water Warriors got our starting community organizing and find the LNG facility located on Puyallup lands and water in the port of Tacoma. We have watched our natural resources dwindle to near nothing. We have watched our salmon not be able to spawn in the streams due to the water being too hot. We have watched the Pacific Ocean have a heat wave on it. Even if we stop pollution completely, it would still take 200 years. Our work is literally for future generations. We need to take care of Mother Earth so she can take care of us. So with that being said, welcome to Puyallup territory. I'm gonna ask the crowd for a no LNG chant. It's a no LNG in the 253. If you could say it, no LNG in the 253. No LNG in the 253. No LNG in the 253. We are grateful. We are grateful for your stance, for your chants in our fight. And we'd like to welcome you to all of our events and give follows to Tacoma 350 Water Warriors official page and start showing up at these events and get these toxic air pollution facilities stopped and get our health back. You look at the health impacts of these facilities and it's crazy. 80 pounds of ammonia are dumped on you per day, and they're trying to double that facility to where it's 160 gallons of ammonia dumped on us every day in the port of Tacoma. So with that said, we'd like to drop the Warrior songs and say, fuck Trump. Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump!
Takiapi, Makaya Yakpa, one Wielo, one Wai, Ma Papa Lakota, Ma Tanka Etake, Oyate, Chante Skuya Michiapuleo. Hello, my relatives, I'm coming to you as me, I'm here now. I'm a Hong Papa Lakota, I'm Sitting Bulls people. My name is Sweetheart. Puyallup, Wait, aho.
Thank you, Water Warriors. I forgot to say I'm also your MC for today. And then we'll have a slew of speakers. The reason why we have these speakers is because we want you to know what's happening on the ground and the impacts of this administration or whatever else is happening here, and for people to get involved and connect with one another. So the first speaker we have is Jami Nelson Cortez from the Climate Alliance of the South Sound. Jami is chair of Climate Alliance of the South Sound and is of the Yucatec Maya people. Let's welcome Jami.
Thank you, Kristin. Hi, everyone. My name is Jami. I'm with CAS, Climate Alliance of the South Sound, and I'm so grateful to be here with every one of you today to demand no kings. I have to start out by extending my gratitude to Dakota and Marshall for opening us up in a good way. It's an honor to follow the Water Warriors in today's programming as they have remained strong advocates and have welcomed us in the fight against the PSC LNG plant right here in Tacoma. With a show of hands, who's familiar with the Puget Sound Energy natural gas facility? Okay, I see some hands. For those less familiar, liquefied natural gas is a fancy way to say liquid methane, a devastating greenhouse gas. Puget Sound Energy's LNG facility was built illegally on Puyallup land and is a blatant continuation of environmental racism against the Puyallup people, causing them cancer, asthma, and other diseases, and is a horrible violation of Indigenous sovereignty. Shame! On top of being exploited through wage theft, workers at this facility and across the port are also being exposed to these toxic air pollutants. In attempts to hide the fact that your health, the health of Tacoma's people, is being sacrificed, PSC and capitalist investors claim that LNG is a clean energy alternative. This is a bold-faced lie. And it's under this greenwashing that the proposed clean air plan for the ports of Tacoma and Seattle are planning to increase operations of the LNG with this disgusting pollution. Can I get a screw that? The evils of the LNG plant don't end with the oppression of Indigenous peoples or the Port of Tacoma's workers. Also within the blast zone of this deadly facility is the Northwest Immigrant Detention Center that unjustly detains over 1,500 people in life-threatening conditions, destroying families. Boo! And this is all for profit. Can I get a shut it down? LNG facilities across the country store gas from oppressed nations like Palestine. Can I get a free Palestine? Our fights for our climate, our fights against national oppression here and across the world, our fights against racism, our fights against ICE, our fights in labor organizing are connected. We don't just have to take it. When we fight, we win. That's right. Join the Climate Alliance in our fight for a strong climate commission in the city of Tacoma, one that is democratically elected and has real power to deny permits for deadly, cancerous projects like this one. In a time when Trump and his capitalist cronies are defunding climate protection and increasing attacks on the people, we need to exercise our power here, collective, locally, and fight back across the whole country. We need to unite as the multinational working class in this fight for clean air and for clean water. Tacoma has done it before. We've done it before in the fight to close the methanol refinery, and we can do it again. Join CAS alongside the Water Warriors, 350 Tacoma, Native Daily Network, and more at the Port Commission meeting this Tuesday at 12 p.m. Get out your phones, get out your calendars. That's this Tuesday at 12 p.m. at 3600 Port of Tacoma Road. We also have some flyers going around that have a QR code where you can send written comment to both the ports of Seattle and Tacoma. When I say People's Planet, you say People's Choice. People's Planet. People's Planet. People's Planet. No LNG in the 253. No LNG in the 253. Thank you.
Thank you, Climate Alliance and Water Warriors. As Port of Tacoma Commissioner, I do welcome everyone at the meeting if you like. But I do want to tell people that PSC LNG's Army Corps Engineers of application to expand has expired. But we welcome people's comments. Now, this administration has been attacking LGBTQ rights, especially trans folks and trans kids. So it's more important than ever that we do listen to these voices, especially our local organization, the Rainbow Center. So with us here today is Mary Woodard and Chris Davis. Chris Davis is a board member of the Rainbow Center. They currently serve as the Neighborhood Connections Program Coordinator for the City of Lakewood. Mary Woodard is the Education Manager at Rainbow Center. She previously worked for Tacoma Public Schools as a middle school teacher. Now let's welcome them.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, you're gonna hear my voice like this because this is my voice. And I'm definitely, so my name is Christopher Davis. I am a board member of the Rainbow Center. I also work at the City of Lakewood as the Neighborhood Connections Programs Coordinator. And yeah, I'm usually a background person, so I don't really speak, but you're gonna hear me speak today. Yes. Where are my queer people at? Shout! Yes, we have been going through a lot of hard times, especially our Black and brown trans people who, not for them today, I would not be looking this cute for you and be able to express myself for that. Me being on the board of the Rainbow Center means a lot because our queer spaces are leaving this city. And it's really important that we still have spaces for our community to meet, to gather, to talk. And they're leaving. People are going up to Seattle, people are going to other places, and it's really important for Tacoma to have this space. Rainbow Center is here to celebrate, to support, and advocate for our queer community. So I'm telling you all to get engaged. I need you, how much? Oh, I don't know how much of that is. I want you all to get engaged, to get involved, really locally. There's a lot happening locally that are affecting our spaces. Right? In the Rainbow Center, we're really trying to rebuild ourselves to be that support that we used to be and even better. We're trying to really connect to community. So I need you all to come to our space. Tell us what we did wrong. Tell us what we do right. Tell us what we're messing up. Tell us how we can support you all so we can be here as this administration that are taking away our rights, that we're making sure that we are a community that holds ourselves together and support us too. So please get engaged, be involved. Okay, in my experience, queer people are the most people that are up there in the front lines doing the work, regardless of race. So please get involved, be engaged, come talk to us. It's really about how can we support you and how can we keep our queer spaces still here today. Go ahead.
I'm really glad I let Chris speak first because that gave me a moment to center myself and not be shocked by all the faces I see in front of me. I'm Rainbow Center's education manager, and I want to just reiterate everything that Chris said and also just say that I feel very blessed to do the work I do. I feel very lucky to be in a position where I am invited to educate people about the LGBTQ community, about our history and the things that we have fought for and the things that we continue to fight for and things that maybe we should have fought for a little bit sooner. Because I gave a training at TCC yesterday, and one of the things that always shocks people is whenever I talk to them about gender affirming care. And the fact that we've had some of these surgeries going back as far as the 1920s. And we still cannot collectively agree on who should get these surgeries, how much they should cost, who's able to access them. And we're trying to restrict that even further, even though there is none of the evidence that proves that they are harmful. I appreciate everyone booing because I'm not as good at figuring out the chant part, so thank you. But I do want to keep educating people, and I do want to keep growing as a learner, because as an educator, I feel like that is whenever we start to fail, is whenever we stop letting ourselves learn things and learn more about what we can do better. So I hope to see you all at Rainbow Center, and please, 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 if nobody else tells you this today, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Thank you, Rainbow Center. I'm really excited to introduce our next speaker, Adam Conover. Adam is a comedian, writer, and actor. He's well known as the creator and host of the show Adam Ruins Everything, and is currently doing comedy across the country on that big divorce energy tour. Now let's welcome Adam.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Oh my God, it's so wonderful to be here in Tacoma today. I'm here doing stand-up comedy. I'm so thrilled that I was able to come speak to you guys. Give it up for yourselves. This is beautiful. Look at these signs. We got someone confessing to being Antifa over here. Good for you. We got, catch him, get him. No, we got diversity makes us stronger. Give it up for the gigantic fucking Trump puppet. Isn't this incredible? Doing the Lord's work. Look at this guy. Take him down. I'm so inspired to be here. And the reason is that I think that this demonstrates the falsity of 3 lies that we are constantly being told in our political culture. The first lie is told to us by the tech industry. It's that the only way that we can have activism is by posting on their platforms. When you post on Instagram, when you allow that to be your activism, the only person who you help is Mark Zuckerberg, all right? Real activism is what you're doing right now. It's coming out here in person. The people online are not the people, you are the people, okay? And we're proving that today. Lie number 2 is told to you by the Democratic Party. And that lie is that the only power you have is to donate, sign up to their mailing list, and vote once every 2 to 4 years. Those things are fine to do, and of course we should vote. But what they don't want you to know is that you have power every day of the year. You have power. America needs you in it. You contribute to this country. That means that you have the power to withhold your labor. You have the power to withhold your money. You have the power to withhold your consent. And if we do that collectively, our power can change this country. And lie number 3 is the one that's told to us by Trump himself. That's the lie that we're separate from each other, that we're working against each other, that we have enemies among each other in America. We do not. And there is an antidote to that lie, and it's the most important word in the labor movement, and I think it's the most important word in our political culture right now, and that word is solidarity. Solidarity. The struggle of every person in America is your struggle. The struggle of a trans person, the struggle of a parent of trans children, the struggle of an immigrant, the struggle of someone who loves an immigrant, the struggle of someone who lives in a community with an immigrant, the struggle of queer people, people of color. We are all linked. All of our struggles are one. And the sooner we realize that, and the sooner we start showing up for every single person in our community, the sooner we win. So here's what I want to challenge you to do, okay? Here's what I want to challenge you to do. It is beautiful that you came out here today. This is step one. Step two is look around your community for someone who needs your solidarity in your life. Whether that's the trans person who needs support in their workplace, whether that's the immigrant who needs you to tell them that there's a fucking ice raid around the corner, whether that is the affordable housing building in your neighborhood that needs a neighbor to show up and say, yes, I want affordable housing in my area. I want homeless housing. I want care for the neediest. I don't care about my fucking property values. I don't care about what it makes the neighborhood look like. I care about people, and I'm showing up for those people. You find a way to do that tomorrow, a way to do it the next day in your own life, and that is how we beat Trump, and that is how we make America a wonderful place to live for everyone in this country. You are doing that here today, and you will continue to do it in your lives, and that's how we're going to fucking win. So I'm going to lead you in my favorite chant in the labor movement. It's when we fight, we win. Are you guys ready? When we fight, we win. When we fight, when we fight, fuck yeah, we do. Thank you, Tacoma.
Thank you, Adam, for that anti-fascist energy. So I just want to thank you all again here, and I want to give a great shout out for these inflatable chickens and sharks because they're so hilarious. But I also want to give a shout out to all the youth that are here because it gives us hope. You know, raise them right. And I did, you know, a girl came up to me and showed me the Constitution. She also said she'd like us to support the Youth in Government program at the YMCA. So all the things that we can do to support youth and civics, we should do. So I just wanted to give a shout out. And also, I'm very proud to introduce our next speaker. But beforehand, this is for her, because she has been working on these issues for a long time, and I did want to do a chant just for her. And it's no hate. Wait, hold on. No fear, no hate, no ICE thugs in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE thugs in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE thugs in our state. Now, no hate, no ICE thugs in our state. Now, thank you. Now, please welcome Wendy Pantoja Castilla. She is from the Pierce County Immigration Alliance. Wendy has been a longtime community advocate and co-founder of this particular organization. So let's welcome Wendy.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much to be here this evening. It's raining, but you are strong. I will stay here. I will start with a song who is really important for us, and it's named for the series Fito Páez, but I would like to talk about other issues. I say like, ¿Quién dijo que todo está perdido? Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. Tanta sangre que se llevó el río. Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. This song is about, we're coming here to offer our heart because we know it's a lot of blood running. It's a lot of blood running. And this is an attack against our people. So for our friends from the media, we need to mention the expulsion of the media press from the Pentagon, who will be exposed the corruption in the Pentagon. They don't want critical press. They only want puppets for this fascist dictatorship. Federal funds freeze from universities, cuts in medical programs, government shut down, mass layoff. And I wanted to say about immigration. This is my area since many years ago, since I was in my country and I come to here. So many people don't know about this, but during the Depression in 1890-20, the U.S. deport its own citizens, blaming immigrants. They were deported for not having Caucasian surnames, and they were Americans. Between 500,000 and 2 million with these rights in 1854 during the Operation Wetback, they used military tactics too. Currently, the kidnapping of ICE and migratory terrorists are happening in the streets, while agencies like GEO profit from institutional human trafficking. And one is here in Tacoma. Shut down. In Pierce County, we have a really racist pro-Trump sheriff. His name is Keith Swank. And we have won the campaign in the Frank Pierce School District to keep racist sheriff like him out of our schools. We did it! And now, our next plan is go to Puyallup to visit farm workers and to kick out the racist sheriff from there. We really need your support to fight against a fascist, inhuman corporate regime like that of Nazi Germany in 1930s is right now. It's like the history is basically again, and we can't let this history be running again. It is an honor for us, for all the people who is here, like to be fight for the good of the majority, for justice, equality, and respect, and not with pigs like we have in the President's Congress and the Department of Justice. Get out a racist sheriff from our school. Please join the campaign with Pierce County Immigration Alliance so we can to go in the back part. We're working really hard to get out racist sheriff from our school. Get out a racist sheriff kid from our school. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Wendy. And like she said, there is a bunch of tables out there, including the Pierce County Immigration Alliance. Now, we know this particular administration has something against women. That's why there's currently no chair in Congress chaired by a woman. They're afraid of women's leadership, and they don't want women's rights, and definitely not women's reproductive rights. So I'm happy to introduce the next speaker, Rachel Herbst from Planned Parenthood. That's right, Planned Parenthood is not a bad word, it's just healthcare. Rachel is a patient advocate and storyteller, and let's welcome her to the stage.
Wow, look at that crowd. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. My name is Rachel Herbst, and I am a Tacoma resident. I'm a patient advocate and a storyteller with Planned Parenthood. I came out here, thank you. I came out today to talk to you guys about choice. With the freedom of speech and religion, I believe that access to reproductive health care is a civil right. I became a parent when I was 16, when I was pregnant by my adult boyfriend, and my mother would not allow me to get an abortion. Like 91% of people who don't get the abortion that they want, I parented, and I spent 15 years digging my way out of poverty. I was eventually successful thanks to many factors, especially my ability to access abortion care when I needed it. The relief and liberation that I felt when I was finally able to make my own choices about my own body cannot actually be put into words. So what does my story have to do with no kings? Everything. Access to reproductive health care, specifically abortion, is critical to a functioning democracy. In fact, one of the first moves by any modern authoritarian seizing power is to restrict or ban abortion and contraception. They then violate other civil rights to enforce those bans, usually starting with an invasion of privacy. Restricting or banning abortions and contraception instantly puts half the teen and adult population at risk of becoming pregnant, whether they want to be or not. And unless they have the resources, money, or connections, there won't be anything that they can do about it. This is already happening in the United States. Yeah, boo. Fascists put restrictions and bans on abortion and contraception because it will directly impact the most vulnerable among us while having little to no effect on everyone else, namely those who cannot get pregnant. Bans keep women trapped, they keep teenagers scared, and they keep families struggling. This is why I believe abortion access is a civil right, because the ability to decide if and when one becomes a parent is the cornerstone of personal liberty. The decision of when or even if I became a parent was taken away from me at 16, and my entire life since then has revolved around that loss of autonomy. It was devastating, and it's something I wouldn't wish on anyone. And my heart breaks for all of the young women in the banned states in this country who are going through the same thing right now. After the Dobbs decision, the United States became a patchwork of abortion access, with over 100 abortion restriction bills introduced in 1 year at state levels. Boo. There are states with full bans, no exceptions, like Idaho. And there are access states like Washington. And there's everything in between. This is despite the fact that a majority of Americans support abortion access. Each state that has put abortion on the ballot since Roe was overturned saw access protected by voters again and again. But when anti-choice groups realized how unpopular their bans were, they just changed tactics. They weaponized existing laws, most recently calling on state prosecutors to use the RICO statute to target abortion funds, a law enacted to fight organized crime. And the current director of the Human Health Services Department has ordered a safety review of mifepristone, the abortion pill, with the goal of having it pulled from the market. If this happens, it doesn't matter what state we live in, we will not have access to abortion. To be pro-choice is to believe that we all have the right to make decisions about our own bodies, regardless of our zip code or our income level. Can I get a yes? It means we all have the right to live where we choose, in healthy, safe, and affordable communities. Can I get a yes? No matter what brought you out here today, I believe that what connects us all is choice. Choices are what make us free. So make sure you vote in the upcoming election and all the elections after that. Make sure you know where every candidate stands on abortion access, regardless of the office. You never know what impact that office will have on reproductive health care access. Visit ppallianceadvocates.org for a list of local candidates that Planned Parenthood has endorsed in this November's election. Protect abortion, protect choice, protect democracy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now our next speaker comes from a party. All right. Honey, my choice. My choice. All right, listen to the women. Now, the next speaker comes from a storied party of civil rights. The Panther Party has had a history of social programs, free breakfast for children, educational, protecting communities. So I am happy to introduce Ovanayu X from the Panther Party. Let's welcome.
It's kind of nice this isn't a city council meeting where I get limited to 90 seconds. I don't know about y'all, but I can't say enough things in 90 seconds. I get in trouble. I run over all the time. So brothers, sisters, comrades, and relatives, my name is Ovanayu X. I am a third-generation Black Panther. Sorry, the rain just made my screen flip on me. So before I begin, I did want to address the way that the rally was started today with singing ahead of First Nation and affected peoples. Yeah, I know that emceeing is always appropriate prior to somebody coming up, but you should never jump in front of or leapfrog your allies, especially those that take prominence. So today we gather not to bow, not to pledge allegiance, but because we have never pledged allegiance to any king, tyrant, terrorist, master, or flag. We gather to break the chains of oppression, to rise, to resist, to reclaim our power. Today, we want to say it plain. There are no kings here. There are no masters, no false idols. Not in the red, the blue, or the orange. Donald Trump, the orange terrorist, the wannabe king, the wish he could be gold-plated tyrant, wants a throne built on our suffering. He wants ICE as his modern-day Gestapo. He calls his rule law and order. Ooh. But we know it's terror in cages. We've seen the children kidnapped, the families torn apart, Black, brown, trans, and other affected peoples targeted by his Gestapo. Protect the children. In Portland, just an average day person was in an inflatable frog suit, dancing. Fearless, joyful, unstoppable. They tried to suffocate the frog with mace. They failed. The frog became a symbol of people's power, playful, defiant, and uncrushable. That frog is us. The frog is the people. They also tried to, they successfully, arrested a streamer. Meanwhile, the floods, fires, storms ravage our neighborhoods. Hundreds of villages in Alaska that have been flooded, and Trump has denied them any resources while sending billions to other countries. They call them immigrants. They call them strangers. They are migrants, First Nation, sharing the mutual interwoven survival with us along their migratory paths. They are Black and Indigenous and oppressed peoples, and they are rising with us together. We've endured the colonial settler classrooms, the forced assimilation, the erasure. We've been branded enemy, outlaw, savage, animal, yet we found each other. This is a mutual interwoven survival. We remember George Floyd, whose last breath, crying for his mother, became our rallying cry. They tried to erase his birthday, October 14th, with a fascist. We remember Saeed Joaquin, whose memory Lakewood tried to erase. His memorial was along a power pole. They moved it 12 feet and left everything there scattered while people walked over it. We remember the missing indigenous women, plus our brown women stolen. Too much, too violent. We remember the children, the families in cages, the displaced. They will never be forgotten. They are victims of a system that calls itself democracy while it devours its own people. We remember because remembering is resistance. And our tears beat the ground like drums. The war drums, the rhythm of our rage, the sound of our undying love for our people. The only thing we have to lose is the broken shackles of oppression. So we stand, we fight, we breathe life into the words that will never die. Free them all. All power to the people, by any means necessary. Fuck ICE, fuck 12. Fuck Donald Trump. All power to the people.
Well, thank you, Ovanayu X and Entourage. And I am honored to introduce the next speakers from Indivisible Tacoma, who helped organize this No Kings rally. They are Julie Andrzejewski and Vicky Stanich. Julie and Vicky are lifelong activists and co-chairs of Indivisible Tacoma elections team. Julie is also co-chair, well, I guess, of Indivisible Tacoma, and Vicky sits on the steering committee. I'm just gonna say these ladies are very busy and busier than ever this year. So let's welcome Julie and Vicky.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today. We are so excited to be here, and we have an action for you to do, and that is to vote in these local elections. And you've seen us come around the crowd handing out our voter's guide. Let me tell you, we have had 20-some to 30-some people investigating and researching all of these candidates to see if they really follow through on what they say their values are and if their values align with our values. So make sure before you leave today to get one of these things. They're all different colors. We ran out, of one color. So it's really important because these local elections are a layer of protection from the federal government, and a lot of people don't vote. So the people right here, you folks, can change this election by voting. And also, on the back is our recommendations for the Pierce County Charter Review, and that is very important because you know about the sheriff. The Charter Review Commission will be looking at all kinds of things that have to do with the county, including the sheriff. So these are very important elections. Please get one of these flyers, go on our website, and please vote. You should have your ballot now or today or Monday. Okay, here's Vicky.
I see a lot of power here, and everybody here can help by either knocking on doors, drivers, we need drivers, and I worked on a campaign in Lakewood for the water commissioner. He lost by 19 votes, but we knocked on every door that we could. And door knocking is really important, so we really ask you to help us if you can. But if one of the 2,000 maybe people that are here can just influence one person. It's a huge thing. It's huge. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a former U.S. military intelligence non-commissioned officer. And I think this is very important because our military is supposed to defend us, not go after us. So I'm very happy to introduce Alex Scheel and team, a member of About Face, Veterans Against the War. Let's welcome Alex and everyone.
All right, can you hear me? You know, at JBLM, we always used to say, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. All right, so, now I can tell my parents that Adam opened for me, which is kind of cool, big deal. These are my comrades with About Face Veterans Against the War. Those are my comrades with Tacoma DSA and Tacoma for All. I want to start by saying free Zahid and all the other political prisoners from the concentration camp down at the port. During the fight against ICE in Los Angeles, Predator drones that bombed Yemen and blew up Pakistani weddings circled around watching Angelinos. Black Hawk helicopters used in air assaults in Iraq and Afghanistan dropped DHS thugs on a Chicago apartment building where they brutalized its residents, mostly Black Americans. Mine-resistant vehicles, rifles, body armor, all tools of war are now employed by police against us. Most importantly, Palantir analyst software is used to find and round up our immigrant neighbors, and Tacoma Police Department uses Stingray cell phone trackers to surveil our city, unconstitutionally, by the way. 20 years of imperial war have led the violence to boomerang back to us. As veterans of these wars, we're here today to tell you that they have to end. And it is all of our duties to resist imperialism, which is the highest stage of capitalism. We have to push back against the parties who have funded and cheerled the violence against the global South and are now funding and cheerleading the violence against us. There are some very brave and principled politicians here today, but it is up to us to organize our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and our city of destiny. We are at a crucial moment with the crises of climate change, wealth inequality, and imperial decline coming down together all at once. We all have to emphatically say no war with China or Iran or Venezuela. We have to say free Palestine. U.S. troops out of the Philippines. And end the illegal embargo on Cuba. If you have a friend or family member serving right now, let them know that they have a right to refuse and that the GI Rights Hotline will help them. I love all the signs, I love the costumes, but our struggles are connected and we should be ready to sacrifice for each other to defeat fascism here and abroad. John Brown, who was the anniversary of the raid on Harper's Ferry this week, John Brown said, "I am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away but with blood." Malcolm X said, "By any means necessary," and we say, "No war but class war." Thank you.
Thank you to our veterans. I did also want to mention that this is not just about speeches. They are tabling out there, these organizations. So get involved. But also, there are extra tickets to Adam Conover's tonight. So if you want more of that energy, or big divorce energy, or anti-fascist energy, you can go see him again. So our next speaker is from Jewish Voices for Peace. Joy Dworkin. Joy is a retired professor, was part of the Interfaith Peace Builders delegation to Palestine, Israel in 2015, and joined Jewish Voices for Peace in 2016. Let's welcome Joy to the stage.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for sticking around, even as it's getting a little bit wet, but it's stopping now. I'm so happy to be here and to be here speaking to you as a proudly anti-Zionist Jew. Because it's not that obvious that I would be doing that today. We know that there have been years and years and years of ignorance in this country about the dispossession of Palestinians, ignorance about the reality of the current apartheid that's been ongoing, not as much ignorance about genocide lately, but generations worth of myth-making about Israel, which has made it often challenging to be in a venue like this and speaking the way that I'm going to speak to you today. We know from recent American experience how dangerous lies repeated over and over and over again are, right? So despite the generations of lies about the Israeli state and about the reality for our Palestinian siblings, despite all that, because of the live stream genocide that's been happening for the last 2 years, the world is definitely more informed. And global opinion and US opinion has changed dramatically. Can I get a shout for international solidarity? International solidarity has been loud, impassioned, so many people taking to the streets, so many of you guys wearing keffiyehs, thank you very much. General strike in Italy, and let's have a general strike here, yeah. And people from all around the world, just average people, as well as Greta Thunberg and Nelson Mandela's grandson, getting arrested illegally, on international waters and all of that. So, boo. So there's more recognition of the reality of Palestinian dispossession and the need for Palestinian liberation. There's more and more recognition that all of these struggles that we're here to fight against today and speak out against are so connected, and being progressive, except for Palestine, is just not possible anymore, right? We're all struggling for genuine equality, legal due process, protection of the free press, control over our own bodies, and putting people and the planet over profit. There's also more and more understanding of the unique relationship of the United States to the Israeli state. Number one, money. So in Tacoma, in 2024, our tax dollars bought bombs to be dropped on kids in Gaza to the tune of over $15 million. $15 million from Tacoma taxpayers. And of course, that's just in the context of decades of US funding of the Israeli military. Since the Israeli state was created, the US has given $310 billion in military funding to Israel. Far more than to any other country. So we provide the weapons shipments and the political cover for Israel, and Israel gives us. No, they don't give us nothing. They give us state violence technology and training. So my personal favorite, because I lived in Missouri at the time, is that early in the Black Lives Matter movement, when protesters in Ferguson were being attacked with tear gas, it was their Palestinian comrades via social media that told them how to deal with that, because they had experienced that same tear gas because of the special relationship that we have with the Israeli state. So what can we do? Well, we can urge our legislative leaders to stop funding bombs. You can urge your legislators to support the Block the Bombs Act. We need, in general, to stop taking money from AIPAC, exactly. You need to elect leaders who are not beholden to the Israeli lobby, especially AIPAC for sure. And we can support the boycott, divestment, sanctions movement. In Washington, there is a petition to stop our dollars, Washington dollars, going to like Palantir to do all its surveillance and to help ICE, and to stop going to Chevron and Caterpillar, bulldozing, people in Gaza like Rachel Corrie. So check out the JVP table over there for more that you can do. We also have a cultural event coming up, and you can join us in a solidarity fast. So it's true that there aren't bombs dropping in Gaza right now, and there are Palestinians dancing in the streets, but Israel's already reneging on the peace plan, right? And we know that regardless of how that goes, we need to build on the global awakening to enable genuine liberation for all people. Free Palestine!
Thank you, Joy. Now, you know what fascists and authoritarians really hate? They do hate love. They seem to hate compassion and empathy. But what they really hate is their opposition having fun. Opposition actually having joy. That's why I still emphasize, no matter what, keep your joy, keep dancing, keep singing, especially, don't stand still, because it's time to get into the rhythm, because we have the All People's Resistance Choir, and they're gonna do a song, and I'm Filipino, and we love karaoke, so we're gonna want you to join to the classic American song, Truth to Power. Buffalo, Springfield, stop, listen, what's that sound? So we don't want you just standing like straight, like you can't move. Please do wiggle around, please move, and please do sing with the choir. Here we go, All People's Resistance Choir, let's get it on.
All right. And you know the part where it goes, ooh, we want your oohs, okay? You don't have to know the words, just ooh, ooh, ooh. And if you can pull harmony off, please do. This is all about harmony. Harmony scares the crap out of people, all right? So let's do it. Give me an A, will you, Sterling? Oh, that's good. Listen to that fine bass playing. Give Sterling some love. Some love for Sterling. One, two, ready, go. There's something happening here.
But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Got people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. Better stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the king. People in the street, long and carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our signs. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody knows what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. Your life it will agree. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, let them and take you away. Then stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What's that sound? Everybody knows what's going down.
Woo, yeah. You sound great. So we're going to do this little light of mine. We're going to sing amongst the crowd. So you going ready? Are you having fun? There's the key right there. We got to keep having fun. Keep smiling. This is the fun part. 1, 2, walk amongst the crowds. Hey, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it
Let it shine. Thank you so much.
It's been great being here with, all few thousand or more of you since the beginning. I must say, I'm gonna tell Bad Bunny he may need an opener, or Kendrick Lamar, because they not like us. Anyway, I do want to thank all of you for being here. Sun, rain, shine, sleet, it doesn't matter. So the next speaker is going to talk about the Workers' Bill of Rights. Zev Cook is a co-founder and staff organizer for Tacoma for All. She's a candidate for Tacoma City Council in District 5 and is here today representing the organizing committee behind the Workers' Bill of Rights ballot initiative campaign. Let's welcome Zev to the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zev Cook. I'm a proud member of the Tacoma Democratic Socialists of America, a candidate for the Tacoma City Council in this district, and I'm here today representing the organizing committee behind UFCW 367's Workers' Bill of Rights. Let's start with the basics. Our Workers' Rights Initiative would create strong safety and scheduling protections while raising Tacoma's minimum wage to $20 an hour. But why am I here at a rally about fighting Donald Trump and encroaching fascism, talking about raising our minimum wage? Across the world and across history, every time fascism has reared its ugly head, that head has been cut off by an organized working class movement. And folks, we cannot depend on the leadership of the Democratic Party to organize that movement for us. I have a broken toaster at home that would make for a more compelling opposition leader than Chuck Schumer. As working people, when it comes to fair pay and any other issue we face, we need to be fighting our own battles and building our own movements, because that's what it'll take to create a true opposition in this country. Now, on the other hand, Donald Trump and his administration understand that this is one of their central tasks, to prevent this kind of broad movement from forming. It's why they're jailing and deporting movement organizers in the Palestine movement, in the migrant rights movement, in the labor movement. Here in Washington State, that's included my immigrant members and leaders in the SEIU, the IAM, the UFCW, and the United Farm Workers. Shame. Now, of course, they also understand that kidnapping our neighbors isn't making them very popular, which is why, to stay in power, they are pursuing a program of mass voter suppression and gerrymandering. We may now even see a partial repeal of the Voting Rights Act. And this isn't just a tactic to win elections, it's a strategy to break us up and break us down by making us feel that we have no recourse and there's no point in getting involved. They don't want to see us getting organized at the ballot box or anywhere else for that matter. But I know that we do have the power to fight back. All over this country, In cities like Tacoma, people like you are getting organized, building mutual aid programs, organizing our workplaces and apartment buildings, protesting in the streets, and winning on working class political initiatives. That is the kind of involvement we need from everyday people in order to win a better world for us all. Now, folks, here in Tacoma, what is it? What has our city done, our city leadership and council representatives done to promote this involvement? To say that your voice matters and we need you to be using it now more than ever. Well, let's go to the tapes. In 2023, when we ran the Tenant Bill of Rights initiative to win the strongest renter protections in the state of Washington here in Tacoma, Council took it upon themselves to introduce a competing initiative that was so undemocratic and misleading it had to be struck off the ballot by the courts. Last year in 2024, Council's own appointed Charter Review Commission introduced recommendations to strengthen police accountability and change our form of government here in Tacoma. And if you want to talk about no kings, look under the hood of our city management system. And council refused to move any of those recommendations to the ballot. This year in 2025, when 10,000 of us signed the petition to place the Workers' Bill of Rights on the Tacoma ballot, our council attempted to use a bureaucratic maneuver to get the initiative struck off the ballot entirely. And we again had to go to the courts to get it ordered back onto the ballot for a February special election. Folks, city leaders have as much of a right as any of us to oppose changing our form of government or to disagree with raising the minimum wage and to make those arguments out in front of the voters. We're all wrong every once in a while. But folks, when they tell you and me that we shouldn't be involved, that we shouldn't have a fair democratic say in shaping the future of our city, when they participate in the same kind of voter suppression tactics as the Republicans, they are doing Donald Trump's work for him. So it is up to us to continue the struggle for workers' rights and democracy in our city and in our country. And to that end, we have immediate tasks. Join us for a rally at City Hall on November 12th to stand up for workers' and tenants' rights and to demand council respect our democratic process. On top of that, when you get your February ballot, stand with working class neighbors and vote yes on the Workers' Bill of Rights. Folks, from the local to the national, we will build the movement to defeat Donald Trump and his allies and to build the kind of future the next generation deserves. So I'll end with this. I'm no Adam, but when it comes to the fascist takeover of our country, I firmly believe that we can ruin everything. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Zev. And like she said, join a rally, attend city council, have conversations with your city council member, county council members. They are here today and they're accessible. So if we want to really build the kind of city and county we want, we must have these conversations. I want to introduce the next speaker, Devin Kelly from Tacoma for All, organizer, co-director, where he has helped build tenant unions. And he is also a candidate for Pierce County Charter Review Commission. Let's welcome Devin.
Hello, folks. Can everyone hear me all right? Awesome. Thank you for braving the weather and sticking out this long. This is beautiful. My name is Devin Kelly. I'm a local community leader, a longtime member of Tacoma Democratic Socialists of America, and now the co-director of Tacoma for All. And I am honored to see all of you today. How you feeling? It's amazing to be out here today sharing this space with thousands of you and millions of people around the country and around the world in open defiance of Trumpism. 2 years ago, many of you here helped pass Tacoma's Tenant Bill of Rights, winning the strongest tenant protections in Washington, despite massive opposition from outside landlords, landlord lobbyists, and their allies in City Council. You created winter eviction protections. You prevented landlords from rent gouging. You built a powerful movement for renters and workers and protecting all of our rights. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a hand. But now it is 2025. Donald Trump is pushing genocide in Gaza and law and order here at home. He's declaring war on America's poor, our unhoused, our immigrants, and our working class. That's all of us. That's class war. Donald Trump has declared class war on everyone here, and it's time we're united to fight back. Tacoma can be a leading beacon in this fight. We're racially integrated, working class, and gritty as hell. Together, we can Trump-proof our community and inspire many others. But this must start with local leaders willing to stand up for our diverse working class. Unfortunately, what we've got today ain't gonna cut it. It's disturbing, to say the least, to see mayoral candidate John Hines and council member Sarah Rumbaugh using tactics right out of the landlord-in-chief's playbook. This coming Tuesday, council will vote on expanding Hines' draconian camping ban to encompass much of the city right as winter weather starts. And Rumbaugh is pushing the Community Vitality and Safety Committee to ram through rollbacks on our tenant rights initiative before the next, likely more progressive city council is seated. How do you feel about that? They're gonna push people into the streets and criminalize homelessness at the same time. Just as Trump and our ICE-loving Sheriff Keith Swank are on the rampage. All of this is alongside the attack on the Worker Bill of Rights, as Zev just mentioned. How do you feel about that? All right, so we need you here today to help us stop the war on workers and renters. We have flyers circulating throughout the whole crowd that you've seen. Zev and Holly are holding up QR codes, and we want folks to take an action with us right now. So we're gonna take a moment here. I want you to get out your phones, and I want you to take a picture of this QR code. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna build in a little pause here because I want to see people doing it. We got Ty up on the rock. And we got Ty up on the rock. We got flyers everywhere. We've got people with QR codes right around you. This is to send a letter to City Council saying no rush to repeal the Tenant Bill of Rights. We needed to take action on it right now. Every single one of those will go to a council member's inbox right away. I'm going to wrap up with two exciting announcements that I think are really fitting for here. The first is, like our MC Kristin said, I am running for Pierce County Charter Review. I'm campaigning to make our sheriff an accountable appointed office, to enshrine protections for our diverse working class, immigrants, queer folk, labor unions, and workers. And to create ranked choice voting where we can expand diverse working class access to county council. If New York City can do it, we can do it too. The second announcement is that Tacoma for All is taking the fight right to the slumlords. Policies like the Tenant Bill of Rights and rent stabilization are amazing. But one thing we've learned over the last couple years is we need a powerful, organized working class base to enforce the rights we win. That's why we're really excited to be launching majority tenant unions here in Tacoma and beyond to fight, to democratically win, and to enforce tenant rights. So please come talk to us. Come to our booth, and it's lovely to see everyone here. Solidarity, no war but class war, no to fascism, free Palestine.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you for staying with us through the rain. Let's this rain strengthen the seed of democracy. So I'm really proud to introduce the next speaker, a fellow Filipino American, a young leader, Maricres Castro. Maricres is a volunteer for Aid Northwest, Commissioner for Immigrant and Refugee Affairs for the City of Tacoma, and a candidate also for the Pierce County Charter Review Commission at a different number than Devin. They're not running for the same race. So I'm really proud to introduce, give him some hearts, to Maricres Castro. Let's welcome her to the stage.
Mabuhay and magandang hapon sa inyo lahat! Good afternoon, everyone! My name is Maricres or Marmar Castro, and I stand before you as a Filipina-American, a public servant on Tacoma. Yeah, actually, I already said this earlier, sorry. Commission on Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. But most importantly, I am a daughter of immigrants who taught me that real power does not come from ruling over others, but from lifting one another up. We gather today under one banner, no kings, because democracy is not a throne we inherit, it is a table we build together, brick by brick, block by block, and what we are seeing is not it. What I see is the opposite of my personal favorite verse in the Bible, which is love is the fulfillment of the law. And perfect love drives out all fear. What we are seeing from this administration is not love and is definitely not from God. So I'm just gonna say that right there. Because when I visit the Northwest ICE Detention Center, I'm with Aid Northwest, I meet mothers and fathers who dream of safety, not only for themselves, but for the children that they've left behind. Sorry. And when I go to the schools working as a mental health professional, parents and youth who are afraid to go to class, to have their parents, to call their parents to pick them up because they're afraid that ICE will take them. And just in the crowd today, one of our students had a sign that said, "Please stop deporting my classmates." And this year alone, in 2025, ICE arrests in Washington state have surged by 85%. Compared to last year, that is on average 5 people from our communities that are taken every day, who are disappeared every day from Washington state alone. We are watching Washingtonians disappear, just as our ancestors who were once told to make themselves disappear in this country. This Filipino-American History Month, we mark the 80th anniversary of the deplorable 1935 Philippine Repatriation Act, a law that tried to erase over 100,000 legally residing Filipinos in the United States because they didn't like to see us here. They tried to encourage us to self-deport, to self-disappear. Does it sound familiar? Only 2,000 Filipinos accepted that offer after surviving violent racism and crushing poverty, making it one of the most failed laws in US history. Because our people refused to disappear, we endured, we organized, we built community from the margins, and we turned shame into strength and silence into solidarity. And this year also marks the 60th anniversary of the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, which finally removed racist caps on immigration from Asia. Because of it, our communities now thrive here. Filipino, Chinese, Vietnamese, Pacific Islander, and beyond, proving that inclusion strengthens our democracy because we bring more to this table than we take. We bring values that breathe life into freedom itself. Kapwa, which is our shared humanity. Bayanihan, lifting one another up. That your pain is my pain. Your success is my success. That there's no foreigner in this land. That we are neighbors. And we see those values still alive today through incredible organizations like Tango Migrante, La Resistencia, Tacoma Community House, Aid Northwest, the list goes on, becoming rallying points for advocacy, for hope and organized change. Just as we change those laws, we are changing the face of this table and of this nation and of the future for our children so they do not have to live in fear anymore. And I want to give a huge shout out to the labor unions alongside Tango Migrante that helped fight for the freedom of Auntie Len. These stories are our stories that prove that hope is possible when we come together in collective strength to change laws. And now with this new court ruling finally opening the door for Washington State health inspectors to investigate the conditions inside that deplorable place, we're hoping for more victory and for more. But we still need more of that same relentless community pressure, because at home and abroad, like we've heard from Palestine to locally, we have to continue to bring that heat, because unfortunately, in February 26, 2026, the nuclear arms agreement between the United States and Russia will stop. We're reminded that the fight begins here, in how we treat our neighbors and in how we refuse to let anyone disappear in silence, because democracy is not inherited, it's cultivated, and it needs gardeners. It needs you, me, and all of us to tend it with courage, empathy, and relentless hope. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maricres. I mean, she really hits it home about what we're really fighting for and what we're trying to protect, and what kind of world and country we want the children to believe in. Because believe me, they are built with the funding that they did with the budget reconciliation bill. It's gonna be more than immigrants are undocumented in those subhumane facilities. It'll be us. Because there's just so much funding going to these facilities that it isn't just going to be immigrants. It will be US citizens, born citizens, anybody who resists, anybody who's unlike them. And that's where this is going if we do not resist and if we do not stop authoritarianism. Now, we're at our last speaker. I'm just gonna say that. And she's one of my favorite elected officials of Pierce County. But I do wanna give out a shout out to all the elected officials that I've seen here today. And if I didn't mention you, I'm sorry. I wanna give a shout out to my fellow Port of Tacoma Commissioner, John McCarthy, as well as chair of the Pierce County Council, probably one of the most hardest working women I know who listens to all the issues, Jani Hitchens, as well as council member Brian Yambe. And I've also seen city council member Sarah Rumbau. So I wanna say that people are here standing with us in solidarity, and they're here to listen. Make appointments with them, attend our meetings. We are just human beings, and work with us. Or work to stop some of the things that you don't like. Tell us. That is the whole point of democracy. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our last speaker. Senator Yasmin Trudeau is a state senator for the 27th Legislative District. That just means Tacoma. I know of all the numbers. I used to not know any of the numbers or any really of my elected officials, but I learned that you can do that. You can make a difference. And she has been an advocate for working families, housing affordability, and the environment. Let's give it up for Senator Trudeau.
All right, first of all, let's give it up for you, because you all are out here fighting for our democracy, protecting our freedom, and you're doing it in the rain. I have the honor to speak in the unfortunate consequence of trying to close an amazing event like this and speak to all of you, as I know you've been standing on your feet and standing up with stiff backbones and caring hearts. And I want to just say thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for being the community that I get to look at and that gives me energy and response to be able to do the types of things that we have ahead, which are going to be very, very hard. But I also want to acknowledge something. We are not okay. Okay? We're not okay. I'm not okay, you're not okay. We have to be able to say that out loud. We are not okay. I look at some of the people that are imposing such violence and such, animosity towards us, and I look at them and they are not okay. Like they're not okay. Come on. We're not okay, they're really not okay. But I think it makes sense. You know, we're struggling to speak up and defend our people against what's a clear erosion of democracy and an openly fascist government who is weaponizing the perception of freedom and instead is attacking ours in real time. What a gaslighting scheme we've entered into. And I want to be real clear that we're also struggling to figure out who we are as we resist. People right now, generally, are disgusted and distrust government. I don't blame them. Great, I agree. I get emails all the time and I'm like, I don't know, I'm pissed. I guess that's pissed at myself. Well, yeah, I'm pissed at all of us, right? That have the duty and responsibility to figure out a way forward. And we're also not okay. We look up and around to see con artists and predators run so much of our beautiful country into the ground out of greed and spite, only to see our alleged defenders sometimes feel like they're barely putting up a fight. They're bombarding us with fundraising emails, claiming that they've only accomplished incredible good, and we do not feel it. They still sign the budget for bombs on babies abroad and throw vulnerable and working people under the bus while they're doing it. Yes, my Congresswoman, and likely even yours. We have to speak plainly, and we have to speak with our whole chest. We have to be the integrity that we demand of other people, but it does not mean being polite. Let me be clear. Integrity is not the same thing as being polite. And in the face of dictatorship, we cannot accept anything less than an open and honest conversation about what we need to do to support working people, our people, the people who are sacrificing every single day to show up, all of you who are sacrificing your time and energy now to stand out here and listen to me in the rain. Claps back to you. And we are operating in a world where all of our families and neighbors are at risk. We have to talk about it that way. All of our neighbors and our family members are at risk. It is we, it is us, it is not anyone individually, it is the collective people. We are watching the deployment of government-sanctioned kidnapping, people sometimes in plain clothes and or with faces covered that are taking the people that we love and care about right in front of our faces. We have to figure out how we stand up for those folks, how we stand up for each other with integrity but not politeness. They're hiding people in places right here, right in our city, in Northwest Detention Center. We've got folks over there, a couple of people that I know and care about a whole lot, are sitting right here, supported by our hard-earned money. And we've got a lot of people, quite frankly, who claim that our team, some still in office, that have helped pave this road that we are now getting run over on. We still have leadership that voted for the Iraq war, y'all, and it's a collective agreement that it was a disaster. We need to think about that. We have way too many people at all levels of government who are way too safe and complacent with the status quo that has not worked for most of us for quite some time. This is the time where we say no kings, and no political royalty in theory or practice, regardless of party or ideology. I also want to ask that, yes, we keep our hearts and our arms extended and open to those who are struggling to trust us and join us. That doesn't mean we have to be polite. We have to love them too. Even as we call out their actions and push back on their attacks, we recognize that there are people who live amongst us who are also not okay. Their hurt has turned into rage and hate, and that rage and hate is now being used against us and them to remove the freedoms that they are clinging to so desperately. We can deliver that freedom. We can do that. We can feel for them and be clear and divisive. Clear that the divisive fascist bill of goods that they have been sold are only to create space to take their hard-earned dollars and make the wealthy even wealthier, because that is actually what's happening. We have to resist fascism and, again, live up to the promise that we have told for so long in this country about who we are. We've never achieved that promise. It's not like now we're seeing the ultimate promise be eroded. We've never achieved that promise. We are fighting for it every day, and we'll have to fight for it every day with our last breath, or it will stay at risk. It breaks my heart, as I know it breaks yours, to see our elders struggle to pay for rent and medicine as multi-billionaires refuse to pay their fair share of the tax burden. We're a wealthy state. We have people that move here to hide their wealth, to shield themselves from paying their fair share. That has to change. And every party has to acknowledge that that's happening and be willing to name it and take it on. I know you're with me. It breaks my heart to see working people are left to figure it out, to work more for less without even basic acknowledgement and respect most of the time from their elected leaders. It also breaks my heart to see how rural Americans who work on farms, on the sea, in the forest have not been helped for decades as family fishing, farming, and forestry companies all collapse and get eaten alive by the same multinational corporations that, again, do not want to contribute to the communities that they directly impact and harm. It's not okay. And I think we can do better. And if there's one thing in this moment, it's that we have the energy to resist, but we have the energy to resist beyond this fascist president. That we know that the road is clear and that we are on it together for the long haul. Because it's going to be a long haul even when this chapter is over. And it will be over at some point soon, please. But we will have to keep fighting. So I want to close by telling you, I love America. I love this city. I love all of you. You don't have to agree with me on everything. I love you anyway. I believe in what we can be. This nation, fueled by immigration and shaped by migration, chosen and forced. I myself grew up going to Islamic school and playing the fiddle in Scandinavian festivals in Paulsbo. I ate rice and dal and I learned how to milk a cow. I'm a mixture of cultures and identities. I love beyond restriction and borders. I believe everyone deserves true freedom. And freedom is the ability for each of us to live our best, most authentic lives. And when it's none of anybody else's business, it's none of anybody else's goddamn business. It is now on us to fight heartbreak with hope, to fight cowardice by electing people with strong backbones at all levels of government and moving them out of the way when they refuse. No royalty in any party or on any ideology. We are here today to love our fellow human and the beautiful world we live in, and it is why that we expect better from our fellow man. It is why we expect better from our government and our leaders and each other. We are here to stand up for ourselves and remind our federal government and everyone that we are not a monarchy. We will never accept that reality. We are the people, and we will keep fucking showing up.
Well, thank you, Senator Trudeau. Thank you. Thank you all. I just want to say that these times do call for bold action. The way we were before, before this administration, wasn't right. There is a reason why Americans are so aggrieved and suffering. I've traveled all around the world as your port commissioner, making deals here and there, and it saddens me and infuriates me so much how Americans have a raw deal. How we all don't have health care, we don't have the social safety net, how there is no funding for education for the future generation, that we want to put them into debt and likely servitude. And yet, we're the richest country in the world. We export so much, but we can't feed our children. We can't feed our elders. We know that this is wrong. And I guess in a way, this is our time to make it right. And what I'm asking of you, I used to be a person, I'm gonna say, who maybe didn't think votes count. I didn't even know who were my elected officials. And now I could probably count every elected official in our state and beyond. And I'm currently one, also an elected. So I'm gonna ask of you to dig deep, each one of you. And I'm also gonna ask the youth, because they will not be spared. This is going to be multi-generational leadership, and it's gonna take all of us. I tell people, we are all allies. We can have disagreements, we can have all those things, but it's about solidarity, and we do have to protect each other, because we're down to back to the basics and essentials, but we can build from here. We've heard voices from all across the movements in Tacoma, and I do want us to carry this spirit beyond today into our neighborhoods, our organizing, and democracy itself. And like Senator Trudeau said, You know what? Run for office. That's what I always tell the people, run for office. But what I learned while being for office, that it's not everything. We have to be in everywhere, whether that's nonprofits, business, organizations, schools, everything. We have to be committed there. And for today, I'm just gonna say, no kings, no dictators, no one is above the people. Thank you so much for being here. I wanna thank you, Tacoma, for standing on the rain, and now it's clear. Thank you to our safety team, our volunteers, and everyone who made this rally possible. And I also want to remind, I guess I don't want to sugarcoat it for people. This will be a long fight. This is something that we need to learn about endurance. Endurance and taking it step by step and learning to trust one another, because it is all about relationship building. This particular bill, the reconciliation bill, and what's going on, the billions of dollars of budget shortfalls all states are facing, and they will not be able to cover this. That will mean food insecurity, healthcare is gone, some things about our education, which means we will have to be connected and take care of each other even more. It requires more of us because we will go through something. I'm gonna say it is going to be tough. And that's why we have to be more courageous and more bold. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Tacoma. And I guess I do want to make a shout out for an organization. If you want to learn more on how to protect our immigrant neighbors, please look up Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. Again, Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, also known as WAISN, W-A-I-S-N. Sometimes people need to know how to protect, what to call, who to call, what to do, rapid responses. So please, if you want to learn more, look up WAISN, which is W-A-I-S-N, Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. Thank you so much.